Or
Yeah.
No, it's on there. It says what day. It's not.
That is.
I mean, it says on the thing on the video title.
Right. Let's rock. It's quite possible that it's 6 o'clock and our audio is working. All looks good. And it's a beautiful day in the crypto markets. So, welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin, our Monday evening live streams. I'm Lucas.
And I'm Ryan.
A lot of cool stuff to talk about. So,
big day.
Thank you for joining us. It's a beautiful Monday evening. If you're joining the live stream, feel free to drop a chat. Yeah. And ask a question. If you're new and you want us to check something out, well, feel free to let us know. We'll live action go through some stuff. If you're new and if you're been around, you want to drop some wisdom for us to share with all, we'll do that live action too. Until then, we're gonna do a quick little market recap. Ryan's done some great research. Obviously, there was news a week ago about the downturn in the dip, and everyone saying, what did it correct to 42? Bitcoin?
The low, I think, was 47.
Low is 47.
Yep.
So the low hit 47,000, and you have people say, well, it might go to 42, it might go a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there were people picking it up on the dip, and you see strong support, and it's come back up. I mean, we're looking at in the last 24 hours a 12% jump in Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's not even the story.
All the alts are just really doing fantastic,
ripping it. I mean, Binance coin, no surprise there.
Yep.
Ethereum breaking 2,500, 13% last 24 hours.
Back to its highs.
That's huge. God bless Ripple.
Ripple's had a fantastic run.
Yes, it has. And well, you picked up Varus coin.
Oh, Varus coin. Speaking of an outperforming asset, now today it's 8%, right? So that's not.
Yeah, but let's look at.
But the weekly return has been 57%.
I believe so. Let's see what it says here.
It's just had a great week. It's had a good month.
And I think it has to do with they continue like other projects. Those successful protocols are those that have founders teams developed that are continuing to add layers and build value.
Right.
And Varus, what they've done, wow.
Yeah.
What they've done is a large move up, which is great if you have Varus coin.
Yeah, you've had a good month.
If you don't, it's very easy to acquire Varus coin. It is still very early in its existence. When you scale these out, it may look drastic now, but we go back and look at historical graphs of Bitcoin or Ethereum and other charts, and you'll see that these parabolic moves, they level out and they start looking smaller and smaller as time goes on. So.
Yes.
Of course,
the new cycle dwarfs the old.
Absolutely. The not financial advice, but just market patterns, market psychology 101. And from where I feel we're at in blockchain technology in these markets, Varus coin, privacy coin, owning IDs that you can transfer, they're just paving the way on so many things necessary for digital monetary exchange. Privacy being huge.
Another player that's had a good day and a good month and a good year is Polygon, Matic. Polygon up 36% just today.
Well, let's talk about that. What is Polygon?
Well, go ahead, Luke.
It's a layer 2 solution for Ethereum. And what does that mean? That means that when people gas fees of Ethereum, when they're saying, oh man, all these projects, the gas fees are high, and EIP 1599 helped and alleviated, but gas fees are still can be high. Right. High enough to where you can't compete with Binance Smart Chain or other chains. Although
we're going to get into that in a little bit.
For sure. But what this shows, Visa, we've already covered in the last week. If you've been following us, you know that there's been a lot of institutional investment in Visa and others for point of sale transactions on the Ethereum Tether. Was it USDC?
USDC, yes.
On the Ethereum. So there's a lot of support for the Ethereum blockchain. Well, what does that mean if you're going to be moving all this capital on the Ethereum blockchain? If you're going to be gas fees. And so what does that mean? Layer 2 solutions. And Polygon Matic's not the only one.
Right.
So, well, you look at also competing smart contract platforms other than just layer 2 solutions on Ethereum. And we've got another project that you pulled out on the list.
Oh?
Yeah?
Which one are we talking about
I'm thinking it was Harmony One.
Oh, Harmony is fantastic. Yes. They've had such a good month.
Harmony One has just blown up. And now let's think about this. Wise token is on Viper Swap,
Okay.
the Harmony One AMM.
Right.
So you look at Wise token, Binance Smart Chain,
Uniswap.
launch,
Obviously,
Uniswap,
Uniswap.
Ethereum, Harmony One. I mean, huge, huge. This
Great
is
partnerships.
great collaborations, great partnerships. So scrolling down, obviously, if you have a portfolio of crypto, congratulations,
Yes.
because any portfolio is not really indicative maybe of great value. It's just the market is just doing really well right now.
What was the old saying that we were we were
Don't confuse a bull market for brains.
right.
Don't confuse, if you look at your portfolio like, wow, man, I'm doing great. Good, you are doing great. But recognize
Everybody's doing pretty
and,
good right
and,
now.
and remember, that's good. That just means you're I look at investing in time. It's where are you coming in this technology? Look at yourself as being the beginning of a revolution that's just beginning to take over the world. Don't think about which project am I going to get rich in 1 year. Like this is
Right.
if you look long term, then you got those peanut butter hands that you hold them tight enough becomes a
Right.
diamond.
Well, you're right, because if you're trying to get into something that's going to make you rich overnight, you're probably going to go chasing the tops of these things that are already pumping, and then what are you going to do? Set yourself up for some sideways, even some losses in the near to short term. So it's really the long term vision that works out. Hey,
And we got a special surprise guest from the same cosmic mother.
Chilling. Honestly, just happy about the discounts,
Heck yeah. Well, I'm glad I got that email from you. Times he does a lot of work in crypto, a lot of research. In fact, you got a channel coming out soon. Is that right? You're working on something at the moment, or?
Yes. We're working on building a YouTube channel. Right now, it's just we don't have like the space for it. I'm trying to rent out like some more space so we can do some streaming, some actual content.
Sure.
Creation as well.
very cool. So what we wanted to talk a little bit about. I know we were going through some of the projects that are doing great today, and Handshake. I was on the next one on the list.
We're going through a couple real quick. We're
just a
on a
quick
list,
update.
Jacob on the stream, because I saw that he had popped me an email, just some great information. I said, you know what? I don't even want to try and go through this. I want Jacob to just tell it straight up from himself.
Yeah.
So we'll go over this Handshake, a couple cryptos, and then if you want to take the floor, Jacob, and talk about some of these discounts that you sent me an email about Wise and Ethereum and liquidity. And we were just talking about, so you look at this bull market, you look at Binance Smart Chain and the massive success, you look at Harmony One, all the success with Ethereum right now, and with everything that Wise Token has been working on consistently since the launch. Like, this is just, what a beautiful time in crypto for sure, but especially if you are in the Wise community, a lot of beautiful things are happening.
For sure. In any community really right now.
That's true.
it's a good time.
Jacob, tell us about it. Roll us through. And if you want me to go check out a site, I'll drive it there. You let me know.
For sure. First thing I'd just like to start off with is if we look at the history of ETH locked up in smart contracts, you'll actually notice from last bull run, it was 6% of the total supply of ETH, right? Right now, it's actually 20% contracts. That is insane to me.
Yeah. That's a big number.
Huge. That's huge. And also I know EIP 159 is a burning mechanism, but it seems like with Ethereum staking, you're really going to see a lot more of a supply contraction with Ethereum, where so many people are worried about Ethereum having this. Something you mine it at a steady algorithm in perpetuity doesn't mean it's infinite. You literally are limited, like mining gold, 3% a year, 2% a year. That doesn't mean you really have to go out there, but that's huge.
I think the best way to put that as well is when you have fees being burned, you have that deflationary force really working on Ethereum.
I have an emergency, gentlemen. I was just going to make a phone call, but I'll be right back. Continue. Pardon me, bro.
No problem.
No problem.
Go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, so when you have that deflationary force working on Ethereum, there is a mathematical, theoretical cap of what Ethereum could be, because you have this deflationary force working against an inflationary force. And that's being the amount of Ethereum that can be minted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you have these two forces working against each other, there's a point where it's going to just plateau.
Okay. Well, and so the inflationary force is the new supply, and the deflationary force is the burning of the gas fees. Is that? And so
Yes.
these two forces are opposing, and it's which one is the stronger kind of question.
Yeah, and so what's nice about this is Ethereum's allowing to use its growing network effect as a way to be a deflationary force, because as
Right.
more people use Ethereum, burn gas, that's going to be a deflationary force working against the amount that Ethereum grows regularly.
Right. Exactly. Meaning that the inflationary, you would think new supply of tokens, that's going to reduce the price, but the network effect and the activity and the need for the use of the chain will counteract that and be and mean that price will probably go up instead of down. The very opposite of what we see with Doge.
I'm really excited for what's going on in the Ethereum ecosystem.
Yes.
Because I am just so bullish on Wise.
Right.
I actually just last night put more into the Wise ETH pair, and in a single day I made about $10.
Oh wow!
It just kind of
yeah.
It blew my mind because I was making about a few dollars a day, and it's just that pump that happened in the was it the quick swap? If you look at the 24-hour price of quick swap, it did like 100% move in a day.
Oh wow, that's huge. Yeah, I checked Wise. I went and checked Wise just yesterday, and I was surprised that it had already moved quite a bit since, because I kind of saw it in the low 40s, and I kind of just took a breather on looking at it all the time. And then I checked back. I was like, what's going on with Wise? There's been a lot of news, and I saw that I was like 53 or something at that time. I was like, wow, the narrative has switched, because there was so much, FUD around it, in the comments, and people, and I think really the narrative is people are starting to see the partnerships, the Binance Smart Chain pair coming. They're starting to see, okay, Wise it's not over with. This is just the beginning of this whole project.
I think a lot of the misconceptions with Wise just has to do with like other parts of the ecosystem. I feel like when people have been scammed before, call everything a scam, even if it's legit, just because they don't understand it.
Right. Yeah, understand it. It must be a scam.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like I try to not judge a token until I do my due diligence. I always tell people, read your white paper, do your homework. If I tell you something's a scam, look into it, see if it actually is.
Right. Don't just go off of the first thing you hear.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's all about doing your own research. When you get that down, it's just such a great space to be in.
For sure. It makes it a lot easier to avoid some of the pitfalls that you do when you're young to the space. Welcome back.
Pardon me, gentlemen. Thank you for that. A little emergency.
Everything cool?
Everything's great. Everything is wonderful.
We were just talking about Wise stuff.
Oh, I love it. In fact, I saw. What's up, Doorman? Doorman is saying, just wait till we hit 3K ETH. I'm saying 3K ETH. Yeah, that's not far away. I could see 5K ETH before the end of the year as being modest. I really feel that 5K ETH by the end of the year, but I'm saying like next January, I feel that the way crypto tends to move, and depending upon how much
the overall space
is doing, but I see that Ethereum has a lot of movement. If we see how much Bitcoin has gone from its previous all-time highs of 20,000, where it's tripled that, and people are used to seeing a 60,000 Bitcoin. Right. Well, we haven't seen a huge tripling of the Ethereum.
And we're seeing Bitcoin dominance starting to slip.
Bitcoin dominance slipping, and I marvel at when the price is going to catch up to the value and utility, because Ethereum hit 1,500. Ethereum hit a high in 2017 when there was no Uniswap and there was no DeFi of billions of dollars locked on it in Bitcoin. So, like, literally, the Ethereum that exists today, that's functioning and working, it actually is a lot more valuable So I feel like there's a delayed. I don't know when it's going to happen. I've heard other
undervalued
crypto. It's definitely, I feel it's undervalued compared to others. That's from my perspective, but
no doubt.
take it with a grain.
Well, do you want to talk about the J.P. Morgan article? That was really interesting.
Did you hear about J.P. Morgan?
What they're saying?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love. Well, do you remember about
Crypto?
Yeah. Well, how he was. I would fire somebody if they were trading crypto. It's all
Jamie Dimon. Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Dimon. Now let's look at that. Look at that mug. Well, after I've thought about it, and I've bought it while you all were selling, JP Morgan to let clients invest in Bitcoin fund for a first time. In fact, they would come out and say, I don't know about Bitcoin, but blockchain technology. That was a narrative for a while. Remember that narrative when you would hear pundits on TV saying, I don't know about this Bitcoin, but blockchain technology I love. It's like, you don't even know what blockchain technology is because it didn't exist like this until Bitcoin paved the way.
He actually called it a dangerous fraud. If you're stupid enough to buy it.
Oh, this is the article you pulled up.
You'll pay the price for it one day, he said.
Is that this article or the
same
old
article? You just gotta scroll down.
All right.
If you're stupid enough to buy it.
Let me see where it's at. Here we go.
The title ought to be Jamie Dimon is letting his clients buy stupid investments.
Now think about that. He's the CEO of JP Morgan. And he called something a dangerous fraud.
Yeah.
Has a fund. So
he's trading in it.
You're trading in it, and that's like you start getting the SEC and you start getting like the reality is these big dogs, they're protected obviously because they are the ones who fund lobby groups. But let's make no mistake about it. There's a case where the SEC people come out and say, wait a minute, you're out trashing something publicly, knowing that your voice in trashing it is going to drive the price down. You do that, and then in the meantime, you are buying it.
That's price manipulation.
Yeah. So,
should be a law. There's probably a law against that.
There might be something going on because I know a lot of people would be upset seeing this kind of happen. It's a shame because when so many people are working to educate the benefits of blockchain and crypto and how it really works, when you have people high profile pop culture, well, they know that there's a lot of people who follow their words, who listen to who read the newspaper articles, and they have a responsibility, especially when they're the CEO of one of the largest.
Well, it just goes to show you that the insiders and the institutions are definitely they're in this space. This is not a place they don't believe in.
And also,
that's what I get out of this.
You find that when people say things that are nonsense, that what they say about it is nonsense. If you ever listen to when people don't know what they're talking about, you'll clearly hear when you listen to their description of what they don't like. Now listen to this. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. Do you see something wrong with that logic? If you're stupid enough to buy it, you already paid the price for it. You won't pay the price for it one day. You literally
reap the reward.
You literally pay the price for it when you buy it.
The past.
That's buying it. When you buy it, you pay a price for it.
Right.
That literally.
If you waited, now you're really going to pay the price.
If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. Well, maybe with JP Morgan, they offer like Bitcoin on a layaway. Maybe.
Well, it'll be really expensive when you do go to buy it.
Maybe I would like to buy Bitcoin, but I would like to pay for it one day.
Right. It is what it is, but it's funny. Now the next story that I think this is about Binance with the stocks.
Oh yes,
they're tokenizing Microsoft, Apple, and MicroStrategy to be traded the stocks on Binance. That's pretty cool.
Ooh. And so, did you hear about Tesla? How they had already made a big announcement how Binance tokenized Tesla to trade Tesla stock in the Binance Smart Chain. Had you heard about that? That was like a week ago.
Yeah, I heard something about it.
I heard about that. I didn't hear about the Microsoft and Apple, though.
That's all brand new. That just came out.
Yeah, just came out.
But so what it shows is they're following. So Tesla paved the way, but now you've got Microsoft, Apple, MicroStrategy. What you're seeing is a suite of traditionally traded stocks.
It makes you wonder because there's a lot of talk right now in politics about raising the capital gains tax. And I wonder if that happens, if some of the investment money that was flowing through traditional finance
would come into crypto.
Might come into crypto, especially if you can make some of the same plays like Microsoft and Apple, which are huge, or Apple for sure.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, and it's something to think about.
And you often find statutes or laws like the path of least resistance for water to flow. They purposely let things where they want it to go. So you'll see capital gains taxes on traditional finance on these older legacy models, institutions. But meanwhile, while Tesla's buying up Bitcoin, the governments are buying up Bitcoin, and they're trying to there's a window over here where those people who are using it, it's different because it's in a different category.
Right.
So that happens often. We'll see.
We'll see if that plays out.
You can also see that with Microsoft, with all these stocks being offered on Binance, and Binance being a centralized smart chain. It's great, but it just has, they have to have nodes in order to make it so fast. It makes you wonder, when you don't have a centralized, and they're making such great connections with traditional finance.
What's the outcome going to be?
What's the outcome going to be? It seems, is it going to be this ultimate obvious? Well, of course, everyone has to AML, KYC through, or have everything tracked through, because these are now going into
their securities now.
They're secure, right. But
we'll see.
Who knows? Now, going into it. That being said,
BNB is a strong play.
BNB is a strong play, and I am a huge fan of Binance in crypto because of what it does
for sure
for crypto. I mean,
that kind of leads us right into this story. Ethereum on several metrics.
Well, I didn't pull that one up. What's the name of it?
It's a cryptonews.com story. I can just read it to you.
You can.
Yeah. It says just Google Binance chain is on a parabola, surpassing Ethereum, and you'll see. Anyway, the metrics that it's surpassing are there's several network metrics, including daily active addresses, daily transactions, daily token transfers, and average gas prices, but not the number of unique addresses. But just to say that there's momentum on the Binance Smart Chain. So it's
huge. And this article literally just came out today.
Yeah, this is a new article.
So brand new article. Today's the 26th. Live action, live stream. We're here bringing you the latest.
Look at this chart. Scroll down.
I'm there. I was just too busy looking at this awesome stance. Right. Whoa, look at that Binance. Okay, here we go. Whoa, hello.
Active addresses. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're not going to have.
One's more
there's no
than the other.
active addresses down here because there's not. It doesn't. Nothing's going on. Like there's a lot of activity here later, but this is when all the problems we're having with Ethereum and gas fees. This is when Binance had an opportunity to shine and provide a value. So, but addresses being created. So what does that mean? I guess what that means, a lot of people who want to get involved in DeFi recognize that Ethereum is for the big dogs now. And if you want to get involved in DeFi, then you need to start looking to other smart contract chains as well. At least diversify. You can't be like, I'm all Ethereum. It's like, well, then every time you send a transaction, you could be paying a lot. Whereas you can move to Harmony, you can move to Binance, you can diversify and benefit.
Oh, yeah.
So
interesting.
Huge.
Personally, to speak up on that, I think people are going to be moving their Ethereum assets. I think Matic's going to be very, very popular, and I think Optimism is going to be very popular.
Optimism, that's right. And do they do ZK rollups or something like that? I feel, unless I'm just making that up, but I thought that they had a. Let's see. Oh, well, I just type in Optimism in Google. Give me a break. Yeah, there we go. All right. You've been too much in the crypto world when you think that just typing in Optimism in Google will take you right to a crypto site. Right?
Maybe one day it will.
It's a public benefit corporation dedicated to scale Ethereum. Wow, a public benefit corporation. Interesting. Sounds great. Sounds interesting. Ooh. The new scalability stack for Ethereum. I thought I saw ZK. I'm just making it in my head. There must be something different that I'm thinking of.
ZK rollups.
ZK rollups is what I'm thinking of. ZK rollups. Were they not?
ZK rollups is another layer 2 solution.
Got it. That's what it is. Okay, there's
Yeah.
just another one.
Mm-hmm.
But there's room for more. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can look at it like the monetary system in the colonial time, where you had different silver, different copper, different gold coins. An ounce of gold from France minted and an ounce of gold from Germany minted was still an ounce, and so
Yeah.
people could trade them easily because it didn't matter where it was minted. An ounce is an ounce. And we can see the same thing with these scalability systems where Ethereum is Ethereum, and if there are multiple solutions, multiple highways for people to take their Ethereum, then so
Why
be
not?
it. Yeah.
Doorman, which layer 2 solution did you use? Just curious.
Hackathon.
Yeah, that looks cool. I need to look into optimism.
I feel like I had that written down. What do you know
there's
about optimism? Here we go.
I don't know a whole lot about optimism. I do know that optimism is going to be one that's very developer friendly. So it's going to be very easy for people to port over their code to optimism. I know Uniswap v3 is going to be launching on optimism.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I know they have a nice background of
Nice.
partnerships.
Yeah. Well, if they're working
Very
with
cool.
Hayden and Uniswap and V3 directly, that's huge. That's a major bonus.
Oh yeah.
What else are we gonna pull up here?
We can talk about that. It's a couple days old, but the
A couple days old. We got the whole week. We
gotta cover the week.
We do
yeah.
1 week at a time. We cover whatever we want. And by the way, some people don't watch cryptocurrency every single day for hours like
Right.
some weirdos do. And for that reason, you come hang out and just watch a show on Monday night and catch up on what's going on for the week. And bada bing, bada boom, here we are.
So we always talk about the different examples of institutional state-based FUD, right? Whether it's India or China.
Yep.
And today it's this week it's South Korea.
And the story is
Top regulator suggests that they may be shutting all of the South Korean exchanges down if they don't apply for this special license. It's a VASP license, a digital asset license is essentially what it is. Like essentially a security exchange.
Now, South Korea is huge in crypto. South Korea, IconX, they've got projects, but the culture is very advanced technologically, and they're just blockchain crypto.
Estimated over 200 exchanges in the country.
Over 200 crypto exchanges. Okay, that's huge.
Now here's the story. There's 4 of them. The big 4 have already applied and have established. Have kind of positioned themselves to be approved for this license, right? But the rest have not. And one of the big hurdles is that you have to have a partnership, a public partnership with an industry insider, like a bank or a commercial bank, essentially. And it's got to be an official. That's kind of like the hurdle that's keeping everybody.
And so what does this do? It's to weed out the decentralized exchange and to help pad the pockets. To centralize and be like, okay, well, you can do crypto, but you got to do it through our institutions that we've handpicked right here.
AML and
KYC
and all that.
The red tape laws.
Yeah.
Yep. Gatekeeping.
But, it'll be interesting because there's a lot of people working in crypto to use the technology as it should be to be free and liberated for people to use and explore. I mean, that's really...
It just makes the argument for a decentralized exchange that is censorship resistant.
It's just funny. It's comical to me seeing people working as bureaucrats doing their jobs to try to control something that is not meant to be controlled by their jobs. That's what's so funny. All the dancing around like, oh, it's for money laundering and drugs. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we literally just hit a $2 trillion market cap. Like, literally just hit that. How many trillions of dollars have been running through the banks and funding wars and funding drugs and funding, like, what are you acting like cryptocurrency is the huge the guillotine hanging over the population when it comes to the dangers.
If only we could snuff out these crypto transactions, everything would be fine.
Yeah, if only let people know if only there wasn't crypto, the world would be a better place. It's
well,
like,
we win the war on drugs.
oh yeah, we would know we'd win the war on drugs. We would know no terrorism. It's all the
No
money.
more money laundering.
Yeah, it's like right now. Think about the counterfeiting that goes on with traditional fiat. Like how many people that you have to fund to fight counterfeit.
George Floyd died because of a counterfeited 20.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's what got the police called on him. He was passing a counterfeit bill, and then the law enforcement showed up, and you know the story. But yeah, it was all over a counterfeit bill. Just to add to this,
counterfeit bill that could have easily gotten slipped, with so many of them out there, and
Oh, yeah.
someone gets it in a wallet and a pay. It wasn't like he had a stack of.
Definitely wasn't.
Well, he didn't have a suitcase full of 20s in his car.
I believe so.
Okay.
I think a single bill. He might have had it on accident. You never know.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But regardless, yeah, that's never discussed. The costs of enforcing counterfeiting.
Cost of enforcing counterfeiting. The cost of the financial intermediaries, the services that are provided that blockchain crypto provides directly with DeFi. Like if you take away all those jobs, all the electricity, all the buildings, all the people driving their cars, all of the energy and capital that's spent for these industries. Yeah. When people talk about, I heard Bitcoin takes a lot of electricity, it's like, it's a pit. It's the tip. It's nothing compared to the amount of electricity and energy that you burn with this traditional system. Let's be clear about this. You may be seeing electricity burning on your view, but what you're not seeing, the opportunity cost, which is what we get Inspire Yellen and the economists out there to help teach people, is it's the opportunity cost. It's the unseen. Right. So while you may be looking at this huge electric bill on your Bitcoin miner, subtract all the electricity and all the fuel and all the gas spent on all this other crap jobs that are no longer necessary.
And not just the fuel, but the wage too.
The wages, absolutely.
The rent on the building,
literally,
all of that.
All of it is a cost to maintain that goes away when it's all done on the interwebs.
How about just late fees on your checking account, or not late fees? I'm sorry, overdraft fees. That's like millions of dollars a year.
I know
that you don't even.
If I never got hit with overdraft fees, I'd be a millionaire.
Well, all right. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah. Anyway, so
switching gears.
Let's check in with Wise and see.
Yeah, let's check in with Wise, and we got
doing.
Doorman's popping in.
You guys hear that? Wise just launched today their Binance.
Okay.
Binance Wise.
What the heck?
That was today?
Dude? I knew it was the 20th. Yeah. I thought it was the 27th.
Okay.
Well, where's the best place? Get on. I need to get Peter on here and just be like, Peter, what's up? Give us the lowdown. He's just
that would have been part of our title. Wise. Launch.
Yeah, we'll get it next week. We'll set it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to see where they would have these announcements if they have it on their homepage. Maybe it would be on their Twitter.
Yeah.
Whoa, no, here it is. Boom.
There we go.
Wise is now launching on the Binance Smart Chain. So
very cool.
That's huge. This is part of the live stream announcement. This has to be part of it. We've been waiting for this. I thought it was going to be tomorrow on the 27th. Pardon me. So apparently it's a day early. But what does this mean? If you're into Wise, or if you're new to crypto, this means that the Ethereum-based Wise token is now being offered on two other smart contract platforms, Harmony One and now Binance Smart Chain, which, this is one of the things I keep going back to Wise. You want to look for successful projects that work with successful projects. And Wise talks about, hey, guess what? We've got this great smart contract platform down in the bottom 700 of cryptocurrency market caps. No, they're going straight to the top, and they're building on Binance. They're building on Harmony One. They're working on Cardano and Polkadot. So
very promising.
This is it's huge. It's beautiful to see what's going on, especially knowing that a lot of these projects, unlike Ethereum Wise, a lot of these projects come with them marketing funds that are earned and developed that can be used to do buybacks and other really phenomenal outreach projects to grow the community. So
I'm excited about the balancing attribute, the character, where the Binance pair has a generates a amount of BNB or Ys that is able to purchase the
depending upon which pair is
weaker.
lower.
Yeah.
To do a buyback on whichever pair
to bring them into parity.
Brilliant, and I love how it builds communities together and is always helping lift up the lesser so that both chains are of equal strength.
Yeah, it brings them into parity together.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. It brings them into parity. That's actually what I meant to say.
Right. Well, did you say it? And I repeated it?
No.
Okay. No. Okay. Yeah.
I said it makes two kind of strong chain links together.
Yeah.
And then you said it brings them into parity.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. That's what he said.
So have you provided liquidity on a Quick Swap or Viper Swap yet, Jacob?
I actually have been providing liquidity on the ETH-Wise pair, and so my strategy...
Oh, on ETH-Wise? On Uniswap? No. ETH-Wise...
No, not on Uniswap, on Matic.
Matic! Oh!
Yeah, use Matic to bridge it over to put it on QuickSwap.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Because
QuickSwap, that's where I want to go.
When you do that, you don't have that impermanent loss that you're experiencing because Wise is backed by ETH. ETH is the asset that it's being put together with in a liquidity pool. So really, you're only losing if ETH goes down.
Oh, it's huge. You don't normally get an opportunity like this. It's purely because of the collaboration with Matic and QuickSwap that they've been able to earn rewards. What people are getting is an opportunity. It's not, you can't do this forever. It's that right now, if you're in crypto, or you're just now getting into crypto, guess what? There are so many protocols where you literally can, it's like if you could take dollars into different banks and do fun things with dollars. You can take your crypto and you can provide liquidity for exchanges, and because you do so to help build value, smaller growing exchanges, they're trying to build liquidity, they will reward you with disbursement of tokens, and that's big because it gives you, like you said, Jacob, where most people in AMM always the big problem, which is when you have to put an equal amount of ETH to Wise or whatever your token is, as they're bought and sold. As you move to higher percentages of being bought and sold over another, I'm not explaining this well, but you would have been better off holding it.
Right.
The simple answer is you just would have been better off holding your crypto and enjoying that 20% ride up. Because when one crypto is being bought up, you're the liquidity provider, and so they get back a different share of the Ethereum and token.
Right.
You get back a different ratio. So, in other words, you don't get back the same amount of that token. You maybe get back a little bit more Ethereum. That's the impermanent loss. Whereas if you would have just held the token instead of getting a little bit more Ethereum, that token pumped.
Would have pumped a lot.
And you would have pumped with that token.
Right.
So that's where liquidity providers lose an impermanent loss. But you can arbitrage, hedge, circumvent that by going to these projects. And so you've been doing it, Jacob. How long have you been providing liquidity on Matic?
A few days. I started off earning about $1 a day, just below it at $500 provided. Nice. And then I recently put in another $300-400. So I'm